Hey guys, this is Nick and welcome to my Linux experiment. After a short series of videos on how to de-Google your life, I decided it's high time that we take a look at where I'm at in my de-Googling journey. Some of the services I recommended are no longer live, and some others didn't quite fit my needs, so let's start right after this. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Most of you probably already know about it, but for those who don't, Skillshare is an online learning community that offers classes on about every topic you could imagine. Whether you want to learn a new marketable skill or just improve something that's your hobby, Skillshare has something for you. Now, since we're talking about Linux here, Skillshare could help you improve your Linux knowledge, like for example the command line or the system administration. You could even follow that fantastic course on how to become a Linux sysadmin. It's very complete, very in-depth, and super interesting. Now, some of you might have noticed that I started filming myself a lot more recently with more IRL videos, and the comments have been mixed on this. Since my lighting is not always on point, my audio can tend to be a little bit too low or too crappy, and I'm starting to improve this, especially on the lighting part. I bought some material and I'm following this Film Lighting Made Simple course on Skillshare. It's been helping me to get better progressively. I have not done with the course yet, but I think the video quality is improving nicely. Now, Skillshare is super simple to use and very affordable. You can sign up for free, but if you want to go more in depth and see more chapters, you can sign up for as little as $10 a month. Now, if you want to give it a try, just click the link in the description below. The first 500 subscribers will get 2 months of free Skillshare Premium, so you can try and explore your creativity. Now, on with the video. Now, let's start with search engines. The first alternatives I talked about were DuckDuckGo and Quant. And I've been using DuckDuckGo ever since I made that first video on all my devices, smartphone, tablet, laptop, desktop, everywhere. And DuckDuckGo is fantastic, especially with the banks feature. You just type, for example, exclamation point and W, and you can start looking up stuff on Wikipedia directly, even without having to go with the search results page, which is fantastic. The problem is, DuckDuckGo is great for results in English, and that do not pertain to any specific niche or too technical aspect. As soon as you start looking in something else than English, for example, in French for me, or if you start looking for more technical stuff or more stuff that has maybe a lot fewer results on smaller sites, DuckDuckGo kind of falls apart. It won't give you all the results that you really need, and it's going to be less precise and less on point than Google is. Quant, on that matter, is even worse. Quant will net really good results in French. In English, it's okay, and as soon as you start digging through a niche or very specific technical results, Quant will not be there for you either. So my alternative has been to go back to Google in these very rare cases, using DuckDuckGo first. So I just type !G, my query, and DuckDuckGo will open a Google search results. That is not ideal, and that is something I really would like to get rid of, but for some searches, DuckDuckGo and Quant just don't fit the bill exactly. Now on to the email. On the email front, I started moving to Zoho when I made that first moving from Gmail video. And Zoho Mail was pretty fantastic. It's a good all-in-one solution, very nice competitor to what Outlook 365 might offer. It's strong, it's unfortunately not that fast. Zoho Mail has unfortunately a very clunky and slow to load interface, at least on Firefox. And it's not working all that well, it's too complex for my needs, and it didn't interface that well with other systems. So I decided to move away from that and go back to my Outlook.com email address. That is almost as bad as Google, and I really need to try Proton Mail anytime soon just to make sure that I can have a more secure personal email. Proton Mail has added a calendar ever since I made that video, which means that now it can fit the bill for a full Gmail and Google Agenda replacement. So I think I'm going to switch to that pretty soon and redirect all my mail to that. Now, for the channel, I still use Gmail, because to create a YouTube channel, you need a Google account, and I created these Google accounts with Gmail addresses. So I still have the t.linuxexperiment@gmail.com address, and the, I think it's linuxgamingexperiment@gmail.com for the gaming channel. I need to move these to something else, but I still haven't found a way to change the email address associated with a YouTube account. So I don't know if that's even possible. If that is, I'll probably use that. If that isn't, I'll start removing this Gmail address from every channel and start only communicating through the new address I would create for these channels. Now, in terms of photos and videos, I was using Google Photos before I made that switch from Google Photos video. And in the meantime, I used Arista, which is the service from Canon, but unfortunately they closed it at the beginning of 2020, and so that service is no longer available. It was super fast, it was great, you had plenty of storage, it was inexpensive, and it had super powerful photo editing tools. So now I switched to a pCloud-based solution. pCloud is my file storage solution, file syncing. It's really good. It mounts as a WebDAV server, so you always have it on your computer as a network drive, which is fantastic. And they have a mobile app that automatically syncs your camera roll to it. So I just grab all the camera roll from my Samsung phone, and I automatically sync it to my pictures folder on all my computers, and I get everything there immediately. Now, pCloud does offer the possibility to create online galleries exposing your photos and your videos. You can share specific folders, and you can even customize the pages that host these photos and videos to make them look a little bit more like you. This is the solution I use to share my video sources with my Patreon subscribers, and this is also something I could use to share my photos and videos with my family, for example. So it's a great service. It doesn't offer any photo editing tools though. So what I'm doing is using the Elementary OS native app for photo editing. My photo editing needs are pretty lightweight anyways, so I just sync all my pictures from my phone with pCloud to my computer, and then I open the photos on my computer with the native Elementary OS app, and I edit them there. I'm really sad that Arista closed down, though it was a fantastic solution, and I would have liked to have a solution that is separate from my file storage one, but I have 2 terabytes on pCloud, so I'm far from having used all the storage available to me. Now, in terms of storage, I never really used Google Drive. I always used other storage solutions like Dropbox or even Ubuntu One when it existed. Nowadays, everything is, again, in pCloud. I have 2 terabytes for $8 a month, and you can access it as a WebDAV server, so it's mounted as a network drive, as I already said, so you can access it from anywhere. It's got a mobile app that's on Android and iPhone, I think. You can have it on any computer you wish. It's compatible with Windows, macOS, Linux, whatever you want. It's safe, it's secure, it has plenty of features, and so I store everything there. I do have a Nextcloud server in my home now. I do need to upgrade the storage for it though, because it only has a 256 gigabytes drive, but once I move it to 2 or 4 terabytes, I'll probably move over all that file storage to my own server on my Nextcloud. Now, in terms of maps, after looking at some alternatives, I unfortunately ended up going back to Google Maps on my phone. I almost never look at maps on the desktop. When I do, I use the DuckDuckGo maps. I think they're powered by Apple Maps, or I do use Quant Maps, which work really well. The only problem is Quant Maps doesn't have a mobile app, and DuckDuckGo doesn't offer a specific mapping solution. It's just giving you snippets of maps in your search queries. So on my phone, I went back to Google Maps. Here Maps I tried to use for a while, but the interface is clunky. The results are good, the directions are good, but the interface is just messy and clunky and not looking nice. And I like nice things, and so I moved back to Google Maps for now. I don't really like it, and I think it's even probably the worst Google product you could use, because it's really tracking all your moves, everything you're looking for, all your itineraries. It's just not a good solution. I don't want to use that, but I feel obligated to do it. I will probably try and move back to Here Maps just to see if the interface has improved. If you have any other recommendations that would look about as nice as Google Maps does, don't hesitate to recommend them to me. I'll try them out. And as soon as Quant Maps has its own mobile app, I'll probably move to that, because these maps look amazing and on point. Now, to conclude this tour, I'll talk about documents. I did use Google Docs quite extensively to write my video scripts or to collaborate on documents with other people. I moved entirely to OnlyOffice ever since I installed my own Nextcloud server, because if you install your own Nextcloud instance from the latest version, I think it's Nextcloud 18, also called Nextcloud Hub, you get an OnlyOffice document server running on your server immediately. And this means that every file that you store in your Nextcloud instance, you can just click it and open it into OnlyOffice. And this editor is super simple to use. It's very reminiscent of Microsoft Office if you use that. It's collaborative, it's fast, it's got plenty of options, it supports Word, Excel, PowerPoint documents, even better than LibreOffice does, I think. It's just really a good solution all around, and I just have it on my own home server, so no reason to use anything else but that. Now, there's still the elephant in the room, which is YouTube. All my channels are 100% on YouTube, and I have absolutely zero solution to counter that. I did create an account on Library and sync all my videos there, and Library is awesome. It even pays creators a little bit more than YouTube does. It's a good solution, but it doesn't have the viewership, it doesn't have the reach that YouTube has for now. And since I can't already make a living only based on YouTube, I can probably not make a living only based on Library either. Even though it's a fantastic solution, It's just not there yet, and there are no alternatives to YouTube. So yes, I'm gonna keep using YouTube to make these channels because that's the only solution I have to create these videos and make sure that everybody can see them. To finish, there is the mobile OS, and I still use Android. I don't want to move over to an iPhone because I think they're just as bad as Google is. And the Libre solutions like Ubuntu Touch on the PinePhone, for example, are just not ready yet. I might have a video planned on the /e project, which is a de-Googled version of Android. It seems to work really nice, and I'm probably going to give it a strong, hard look in the near future, so stay tuned for that. So there you go. As you can see, I moved back a little bit. I have went back into some of the Google services that I wanted to avoid. I think my life is generally more Google-free than most, but not entirely, and that's the point. I don't want Google to collect any information about me. I need to get rid of Google entirely in my life. So Google Maps is sortable if I can just bypass my need to have a nice, beautiful interface. The Gmail accounts and the Outlook accounts, I can move over to a Proton Mail account, which would work probably a lot better even than what I'm using right now. And the YouTube channels and the Android OS for now have no real alternatives to me and no real solutions, but I think some things are getting into place there. There are competitors, not definitely ones that I would use every day, but competitors nonetheless. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, or turn on notifications. If you really did like the video, I'll leave a link to my Patreon page down in the description below. It offers a monthly Patreon cast. You can vote on the next topics and subjects for the next video games I'll play, or the next vlogs and Project of the Month videos, and you can also get all the sources from all my videos. So check it out there and subscribe if you want to help the channel grow and help me make a living out of this. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!